India's vast coastline stretches over 7,500 kilometers. This long coastline is a source of immense wealth. Dawn Fish Market, the day's catch being unloaded. The seafood sector is a vital part of the nation's economy. It provides food and creates jobs for millions. Fishing is a traditional occupation for many coastal communities. It supports livelihoods of fishermen, it supports livelihoods of farmers, it supports workers in processing plants. This industry is not just about catching fish from the sea, it also includes aquaculture. Aquaculture, shrimp farms, contributes significantly to India's GDP. The importance goes beyond economics. Fish is a rich source of protein and essential nutrients. The sector empowers women in post-harvest activities. The value chain from net to dinner plate sustains coastal communities. Over 16 million people are directly or indirectly employed. Boat building. The sector drives rural and coastal development and provides stable incomes. The seafood sector is a major foreign exchange earner for India. High international demand for Indian seafood. Shrimp. The seafood industry secures its place as a critical pillar of sustenance and commerce. India holds a very strong position in the global seafood market. The country is one of the top seafood exporting nations in the world. It is the fourth largest exporter of fish globally. This achievement is a result of its rich marine resources and a rapidly growing aquaculture industry. Indian seafood products are known for their quality and variety. They are in high demand across many continents. The export basket is diverse, including frozen shrimp. Among these, frozen shrimp is the star performer. It consistently accounts for the largest share of both the volume and value, making the country a dominant player in the global shrimp trade. India's seafood exports have shown remarkable growth over the past decade. The country exports its marine products to more than 100 countries. The United States is the single largest market for Indian seafood. It is followed by China, the European Union. In recent years, India has consistently exported over 1.4 million metric tons of seafood. This has earned the country more than $7 billion annually. This consistent performance highlights the industry's resilience and its ability to meet the stringent demands of international buyers. The success of India's seafood exports is driven by a few key factors. States like Andhra Pradesh have become major hubs for shrimp production. Additionally, Indian exporters have invested in modern processing facilities. This ensures that the products are safe and of high quality, which is a key requirement for export, making it a preferred choice for consumers and importers worldwide. Global trade in seafood is governed by a complex set of rules and policies. These rules are put in place by individual countries and international organizations. They are designed to ensure that the products being traded are safe, sustainable, and fairly priced. Three main types of policies affect the seafood trade: tariffs, quality standards, trade agreements. Tariffs are essentially taxes that are imposed on imported goods. A country might place a high tariff on imported shrimp to protect its own local shrimp farmers from foreign competition. These tariffs can make imported seafood more expensive for consumers, which can reduce its demand in the market. Quality and safety standards are another critical component of trade policy. These are often called non-tariff barriers. They refer to the specific requirements that a product must meet to be allowed into a country. For seafood, these standards are particularly strict. They cover everything from the level of antibiotics in farmed shrimp to the hygiene practices in processing plants. Importing countries set these rules to protect the health of their citizens. For an exporting country like India, meeting these diverse and often changing standards is a major challenge. Failing to meet them can result in the rejection of entire shipments. Trade agreements are formal pacts between two or more countries. These agreements are designed to make trade easier. They often involve reducing or eliminating tariffs on certain goods. The United States and the European Union are two of the most important markets for Indian seafood. As a result, any change in their trade rules has a direct and significant impact on Indian exporters. A recent example from the US is the implementation of stricter monitoring for antibiotic residues in shrimp imports. The US Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, increased its testing of shrimp shipments from India due to concerns about the presence of banned antibiotics. This led to more frequent detentions and rejections of consignments at US ports. Indian exporters had to respond quickly by improving their testing protocols. Similarly, the European Union has very stringent regulations regarding food safety and sustainability. The EU's farm-to-fork strategy aims to make food systems fair, healthy, and environmentally friendly. This means that seafood imported into the EU must meet high standards for traceability. Exporters must be able to prove where their product came from and that it was processed in a hygienic environment. The EU also has a zero-tolerance policy for certain antibiotic residues. Another significant US regulation is the Seafood Import Monitoring Program, or SIM. This program was put in place to combat illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. One example is the regulation related to turtle excluder devices, or TEDs. These are special nets that allow sea turtles to escape if they are accidentally caught, but also ensures that Indian seafood is not barred from key markets on environmental grounds. Indian seafood exporters face a multitude of challenges, stemming from global trade rules. One of the biggest hurdles is the frequent and sometimes unpredictable changes in these regulations. A country might introduce a new food safety standard or an import restriction with very little warning. This leaves exporters scrambling to adjust their processes. For example, a sudden ban on a specific chemical used in aquaculture can render a whole season's crop unsuitable for export. This lack of predictability creates a high-risk environment. Exporters must invest in flexible production systems and stay constantly vigilant about regulatory developments in their key markets to avoid catastrophic financial losses. Another significant challenge is the high cost of compliance. Meeting the stringent quality and safety standards of markets like the EU. Exporters need to build state-of-the-art processing facilities with advanced machinery. They must also implement rigorous quality control systems, such as hazard analysis and critical control points, or HACCP. Furthermore, obtaining the necessary certifications for sustainability. But they can make Indian products less competitive on price compared to those from countries with lower compliance burdens. The issue of antibiotic residues in farmed shrimp remains a persistent problem. Despite efforts to control their use, occasional detections of banned substances can lead to import alerts or blanket bans on products from certain regions or even the entire country. Beyond regulatory hurdles, Indian exporters also face stiff competition from other major seafood-producing nations. They must focus on value addition, based on quality. In response to the complex web of global trade rules, India has adopted a proactive and multi-pronged strategy. The government, industry bodies, are working together to ensure that Indian seafood meets the highest international standards. A key initiative has been the strengthening of the regulatory framework within the country. The Marine Products Export Development Authority, MPEDA, the Export Inspection Council, EIC. They have intensified monitoring and certification programs. They have implemented a national residue control plan. This plan involves regular testing of aquaculture ponds and testing feed for banned antibiotic substances, helping to prevent contamination at the source. Another crucial effort is the focus on improving traceability throughout the supply chain. Traceability is the ability to track a product from its final form, all the way back to its origin, to meet the demands of programs like the US SIM. MPEDA has promoted the use of technology. They have encouraged farmers to enroll their farms and provide data on their farming practices. This information is then linked to the processed products, but also builds confidence among international buyers and sustainably sourced. The continued ability to navigate these rules will be the key to ensuring that India's ocean bounty remains a source of prosperity for the nation.